Ben Affleck has a daughter. No, wait, sorry. Jennifer Lopez has a daughter in danger. They've all got daughters in dangers this week. Dropping today on Netflix, it's The Mother.
Yes, we are also reviewing Hypnotic this week. It is Bennifer week here at Breakfast All Day. We'd be remiss if we didn't do them both. We got to do them both. And yes, they are both about people with a particular set of skills whose daughters get kidnapped. So is that confusing for them? I don't know. I want to know what those bedtime conversations are like,
the thing is, given the vagaries of production, I'm sure like they probably were not even being made at the same time. And
she might have still been with A-Rod when she said yes to this.
Who knows? Yeah. And I'm sure at some point it's like, oh, wow, this is a funny coincidence. But, whatever. Yeah. They're fine. They're fine.
Hey, you got to subscribe to our channel because where else are you going to get this kind of insightful film criticism? We're digging deep.
What do they want?
Revenge. They're using her to get to me.
Jennifer Lopez is the mother. I mean, literally, they don't give her a name.
Yes.
She's just the mother. Right? At one point, she writes a letter and she signs it, your mother.
Yeah, I always have the titles on for these movies. And yeah, it would just be mother, colon.
The mother.
Like, okay, well, I would find that anti-progressive if this weren't written and directed by women.
That's true. Yes. It is directed by Niki Caro and written by several people, two of whom are women, Misha Green, Andrea Berloff, and Peter Craig. So Jennifer Lopez gets to look incredibly buff and tough and hot in a series of tank tops and furry coats with like furry hoods. And she is, in the beginning of this, she is being interrogated. She's some kind of former badass who is involved in some nefarious shit. And I don't really want to say too much, but she's pregnant. This is not a spoiler.
And that's a reveal.
She's pregnant and gets in trouble with authorities. And cut to 12 years later, her daughter has been taken care of in like super secret witness protection, and she can't have any contact with her and is living a life of isolation and pull-ups in Alaska. Yeah. And then finds out that the daughter is in peril. And so she has to go rush and use all of her skills to take down the bad guys and protect her daughter. I thought she was pretty great in this because I really liked Jennifer Lopez in this kind of role. So often, recently in particular, she has said yes to these like frothy, frilly romantic comedies where she's getting married.
She gets married a lot. Yeah,
she does. And I love when she, digs deep and uses her physicality and her depth for drama for something like this or Hustlers or, we saw a long time ago with something like Enough or Out of Sight, of course, and yes. She's got such a tremendous presence that when she uses it, it can be really disarming, when it's not just her trying to do wacky light comedy. I don't think that's really her strong suit, wacky light comedy. I think this is really what she does best because she's been a dancer her whole life. Like she can do all the physicality of it. Yeah. She can do all the choreography of it and she can sell the intensity of it. So that all works. When she is with the daughter who she has not seen in 12 years. And they're just sort of living together and trying to survive as she's teaching her daughter survival skills. There are some moments of realism, like understated moments of realism here that I thought were really effective to show that like there's a universality to telling your kid, no, you can't buy this bag of Skittles at the convenience store or give me your phone, no, it's my phone. Give me the phone, like I thought those moments worked pretty well. But I had a lot of questions about like the choices that her character makes in this movie or the choices that she makes leading up to where we see her in the present day. Like there are two different men, both of whom are bad guys, played by Joseph Fiennes and Gael Garcia Bernal. And I kind of didn't buy some of the involvement that she would have with either or both of them. She seems to be like too smart and too tough and should know better to be involved with these people. Kind of a waste of some interesting actors. Like Edie Falco is in this in a really bad wig for all of 2 minutes.
Yes.
Omari Hardwick was an interesting presence. He's really good. He's always good. I liked him a lot in Sorry to Bother You. He's great in that. He's got a great presence. So I like her in this, but I don't like this movie.
Yeah, I don't like this movie either, and I don't even know that I like her as much as you did, mainly because, not because she's not good at what you talk about. The physicality, absolutely. I totally buy her as this like very intense, very skillful sniper and killer. But I have been spoiled by movies like Hustlers and like Out of Sight, where she can have the physicality and like give a word-based performance, let's say. And she's so strong silent type in this one that I think it's working against what she brings to the table. And so yeah, when we talked about Ghosted and you said it was a movie to fold laundry to, I kind of felt the same way about this one. Like the plot goes in such, you pretty much know where it's going to go. And then often the surprises are things that are surprising only because they don't make any sense, And so, yeah, I admire the craft of a lot of this. There are specific action sequences that are really impressive, but ultimately I found this character to be such a mix of too much and not enough in terms of backstory and motivation and what she can do and why she can do it and where it comes from, that I don't know. This kind of just generally left me feeling not much.
Yeah, I'm mixed on it in that, like, there are some moments like with her and Paul Raci as the guy who is a longtime ally who runs the convenience store in her little village in Alaska, or her and Omari Hardwick, where you see these glimmers of like all she can do. Yeah, it's frustrating. Also, there's a really heavy-handed symbolic through line here, re-emphasizing over and over again, like that she has maternal instincts. And so, for example,
the scene where she doesn't shoot the wolf because the wolf has puppies, it's like, we get it, movie. Thank you.
No, there's a whole through line with the wolf. The wolf is like a subplot. We see the wolf like 3 different times.
True,
like
yeah, but just the first time I was like,
wolf.
Yeah.
She has this like psychic connection with this anthropomorphized wolf. Right?
Because they're mommies, Christy.
Because they're both moms.
Don't all mothers have that thing going on?
I guess. And then there's a big long chase scene in Cuba, which is like decently executed. But then she's on this motorcycle that she has stolen, and like she stops to let a whole bunch of schoolgirls in their uniforms like walk down the stairs, and like it kind of holds on her face for a beat longer than it should. Like, I'm a mom.
Get it? Get it,
and
everybody?
My maternal instinct means I'm not going to mow down these schoolgirls in my motorcycle. So I feel like that was like laying it on too thick and was too heavy-handed.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think that it makes its point, and then it keeps remaking it just in case, we didn't get it.
Both Joseph Fiennes and Gael Garcia Bernal are so like underdeveloped and like cartoonishly villainous.
Yeah,
like why would somebody with great instincts and smarts like be involved with either of these people? I don't know.
Exactly. I would call them Bond villains, but they don't even have that level of like backstory or depth or whatever. And yeah, they're so clearly bad news, and her character has something of a moral compass, even though she just, it's one thing for her to want to be involved in like, mercenary trade or like, shady arms dealing. But like these guys go so far where even she has to walk away from it. And you're like, you didn't know before that they were capable of this? Like this is news to you somehow? So yeah.
What's your number?
It's like a 6.2. I mean, like there's some interesting action sequences, but like the exposition is so heavy-handed. Like the moments where they just stop for somebody to ask her some question, for her to remember a thing, and it's like, yeah. So I was more irritated than entertained, but there are some undeniably entertaining moments, and Jennifer Lopez is pouring herself into this thing.
I will say 5.6. And a lot of that is for J-Lo. So yes, The Mother is on Netflix if you have 2 hours of laundry to fold.